World Cup fever washes over the capital. Two heavyweights, Germany and the Netherlands, kick off their World Cup campaigns as the tournament brings big business to Ottawa. The debate over a controversial street name in Kingston.
It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money.
It's time for us to change the name.
A push to change the name of Indian Road, but some want the name to remain. Plus, Mark Carney in Ireland.
But we're not satisfied with the status quo. We see a significant opportunity with Ireland, more broadly with the European Union.
The latest on the Prime Minister's G7 trip amid criticism over whether this is the best way to spend tax dollars. Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin with breaking news. U.S. President Donald Trump says the United States and Iran have reached a peace deal and the Strait of Hormuz will open immediately. Trump posting on social media saying the deal is now complete, adding, quote, I hereby fully authorize the toll-free opening of the Strait of Hormuz and simultaneously herewith authorize the immediate removal of the United States naval blockade. He adds, ships of the world, start your engines. Let the oil flow. And Pakistan's prime minister says both sides have declared the immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including in Lebanon. He says the official signing ceremony will be on June 19th. That's this coming Friday in Switzerland. Well, turning now to the FIFA World Cup, which of course is underway as we speak, and so too are the celebrations here in Ottawa. From German supporters filling bars to Dutch fans turning local pubs orange, the tournament is drawing crowds and giving local businesses a big boost. CTV's Josh Marano joins us now with more. And Josh, it's not just Canada that's bringing in all this energy. The World Cup is still getting everyone quite excited.
Yeah, Austin, for residents here, this is a chance to reconnect with their roots, celebrate their culture, and share the experience with friends and family. And for local bars and restaurants, it's one of the biggest events of the year. The black, red, and gold on full display as Germany opens their World Cup tournament against Curacao. Alexander Walter is here at Braumeister Bierhalle, supporting his country and soaking in the atmosphere with fellow supporters and his family.
It's really special to me to watch the game and have my kids experience the game here.
All, of course, in a traditional German-inspired bar.
They have pretzels here, they have good beer here, so I think they're doing a great job of doing the German experience for everyone.
I had Leberkäse and Spätzle for breakfast at home this morning, and now I'll have more German food here.
According to staff, reservations for Sunday's match filled up quick, which is something they've seen for almost every game so far of the World Cup.
We have the outdoor seating, and we have the television outside, and then we have the type of service that we're hoping to be able to accommodate everybody that we possibly can.
Some braving rainy conditions just for a seat. Packed venues all across Ottawa, including local heroes, where orange colors filled the bar as Dutch supporters gather to watch the Netherlands kick off their tournament.
That's the best part, I tell you. We bring the party.
Another spot taking full advantage of one of the busiest times of the year.
It comes around every 4 years, right? So it's when it happens, everyone loves to come out, support, cheer on their team, and we got Canada in the World Cup this year too, which is awesome. So we're excited to see what's going to happen.
Back at Braumeister, it's a win in the books for Germany and a lasting memory made for the Walters.
I speak German with my kids, so it's really important that they kind of see the games and experience it and enjoy it the same I did as a kid.
So lots of excitement, and of course not just for the host countries. Germany blew out Curacao 7-1 in their opener. Their next match is on Saturday, and Ambler says seats are already sold out, with the German embassy taking over and decking it out even more with black, red, and gold. Austin.
It's an exciting time of the year for sure. Josh, thank you very much for this. That's CTV's Josh Marano reporting live for us tonight. Well, Kingston City Council is set to vote on renaming a road with a controversial name this week, but some residents say the process is leaving them out of the conversation. The street in question is called Indian Road, and while many in the community would like to see the name remain, others disagree. CTV's Kimberly Johnson reports.
The renaming of Indian Road is something Jennifer Lamb disagrees with.
They're taking away my home. Been here so long.
She moved here 37 years ago and says at the time the name was meant to honor First Nations peoples. But the name could change this week. City Council will vote on that possibility in the coming days, something many on the street say they do not want to see.
I have First Nations people in my family. I have First Nations friends, and it's an honorarium to who they are. And they are strong people, eclectic people, people that are talented.
It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money.
The area councillor says he conducted a survey and found the majority of the residents do not want the name changed, with 85% of respondents rejecting all 4 alternative Indigenous names.
There are ways to change things, and that's what democracy is about. I've done 3 surveys of this entire neighborhood, or this entire street, and the numbers don't suggest that we should be changing this. If it happens organically, then I would be very much in support of changing it.
It's time for us to change the name.
However, the executive director of the Kingston Native Centre and Language Nest says the name is derogatory to many.
It's one of these minor steps towards a healthier Kingston, a healthier Ontario, and a healthier Canada. That when we get the opportunity to change these things that do make Indigenous people feel uncomfortable, and for some people actually initiates a trauma response.
This is the 3rd time a name change has been considered. The councillor who put forth the motion says Kingston bylaws require derogatory names be changed. Residents would receive support and financial compensation.
It's a step that I hope anyone would take with any name that would be harmful or hurtful to any group of people. And so we need to weigh this within the broader context of our policies and what we want as a city.
The vote will take place Tuesday night. Kimberly Johnson, CTV News, Kingston.
Well, firefighters say a patient was injured after a fire broke out inside the Pembroke Regional Hospital. The Pembroke Fire Department says crews were called to the hospital shortly before 8 o'clock this morning. Thick, dark smoke was seen coming from a room in the hospital, and staff had to evacuate an entire floor. One patient suffered burns, and an investigation to determine the cause of that fire is now underway. Ottawa fire crews responding to a blaze in Osgood this afternoon. Firefighters were called out to the 3600 block of River Road. It's about 50 kilometers south of downtown Ottawa. As you can see here, a stretch of the road was closed. It remains closed at this hour, and flames spread from the deck of a house to the side of that house and the garage. Crews had to contest with some hazards on the scene as well, such as live underground hydro lines. There is no word on any injuries. A wet day here in the nation's capital as we take our first look at the weather forecast, and a bit cooler than usual as well, sitting at 18 degrees right now. Those showers continuing. We're not far off our daily high. We got up to 20 degrees, so again, notably cooler than the last few days at least. Tonight's low, 12 degrees. At least the rain will subside, but the clouds will remain. 6 degrees is the low in Bancroft tonight, so that is the cool spot in the region. 11 is the low tonight in Gatineau as well. 16 in Montreal, but the rain is going to keep falling there. Same goes for Mont-Tremblant. Now, as we look at tomorrow's high, 21 degrees, a bit warmer than today, and a mix of sun and cloud here in the capital. Same conditions all across the region. Same high in Gatineau too, 21 degrees. Prime Minister Mark Carney is continuing his trip in Ireland, looking to build on Canada's trade relationships ahead of tomorrow's G7 summit. CTV's Mike LeCouture reports.
They came by the hundreds to welcome Prime Minister Mark Carney to his ancestral home of Ahagower, Ireland, the town where his grandparents lived in the 1920s before they emigrated to Canada.
Everybody is talking about your likeness to your grandfather.
That's good. Well, you know, the genes are strong.
Down the road, J.P. Scott is serving Mark's Maple Sundays in honor of the visit.
We hope this is going to put us on the map, be it like Obama going to Moneygall or JFK going to New Ross.
The 17-month-old Malachi Morgan was brought by his mother, who was born in New Brunswick but moved to Ireland 9 years ago.
It's a great opportunity to see the leader of Canada, who we're really proud of, and hopefully and for my little son to meet him too, or to see him.
Moments later, he got that chance. After attending Sunday Mass, Carney planted a tree as a symbol of his past roots in this town and the connection that lives on with his many cousins.
But we're all back in contact, so that's because of him. So as a family, that means a lot to us.
During his two-day visit, Carney tried to deepen economic ties with Ireland. While the Conservatives aren't criticizing the trip, they are lamenting what they call the lack of results.
He's been jetting around the world without negotiating a single new free trade agreement with any country anywhere on planet Earth.
Carney countered that coming to Ireland is about paving the way for future deals.
And by deepening our relationships, by making it simpler to do business in Ireland, in Europe, we create enormous opportunity for Canadian jobs.
Economic cooperation will be part of the G7 Leaders Summit over the next 3 days. However, it seems unlikely that CUSMA will be discussed by the Prime Minister and President Donald Trump. Carney says those talks will happen on the sidelines of the summit between Minister Dominic LeBlanc, Canada's lead trade negotiator Janice Charette, and their American counterparts. Mike Lecouture, CTV News, Westport, Ireland.
The federal government will not back down to the Trump administration when it comes to banning social media for kids under the age of 16. The minister at the head of the file making those comments to CTV Question Period host Vashi Kapelos after the federal government unveiled new legislation aimed at protecting children from online harms last week.
I'm entirely assured that we'll be focusing on kids. The issues in and around some of the other matters that we were discussing are ones that I won't be discussing publicly, but clearly there's a difference between how money is distributed within an industry and the desire to protect kids. And I would also say that platforms, not to put words in their mouth, are taking a different approach to this.
While the government has backed down under U.S. pressure on issues like the digital services tax and streaming revenue rules, Canadian Identity and Culture Minister Mark Miller says the safety of kids is paramount. If passed, the bill would ban kids under 16 years old from using social media unless platforms meet strict safety standards for an exemption. A tentative deal has been reached between Air Canada and roughly 11,000 of its unionized workers. The International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers is calling the deal historic, pointing to major wage increases for its members. A vote is expected in the coming weeks before it goes to Air Canada's Board of Directors for approval. The National Air Carrier says the new collective agreement recognizes the contributions and skills of employees across key operational and support roles. Well, cyclists flooded Little Italy today here in Ottawa for the Preston Street bicycle races. Bike Race Ottawa returning for another year as hundreds of people powered through the rain to race through Little Italy. This is the second longest bike race in Canada, marking its 52nd anniversary. Some high-flying competition once again this year, with some of the top cyclists in the city and from outside of the city taking part.
As soon as I could walk, I was skating.
Still ahead, we preview the upcoming PWHL draft, highlighting some Canadian talent. There's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It's still wet out there, 18 degrees.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
with a laid-back vibe,
where foodies love their sweets
and markets bursting with flavor,
wrapped up in waterways
and hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future
meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
Fresh off another thrilling PWHL season, the league is recruiting and the spotlight is shifting to Canadian talent, including a top goaltending prospect right here in the nation's capital. CTV's Rachel Aiello takes a closer look at some players to watch out for.
Ottawa's Michelle Pasechnik has been playing hockey since she was 3.
As soon as I could walk, I was skating.
named NCAA Goaltender of the Year her senior year. Now she and 120 other women from across Canada are in contention to be drafted to the PWHL.
It would be a dream come true. Just honestly help grow the game for future generations, all the young girls looking up to us. So it'd just be great to do it for them.
There are 236 eligible new players in the talent pool this year. The league has 12 teams, and each will get to pick 6 players, meaning 72 rookies will be making it on a roster next season.
I'm just going and just hoping for the best.
From playing mainly with boys in her small hometown to being among the most decorated prospects of the draft class, Emily Lavoie is hoping the hard work she's put in pays off.
Obviously, I would love to be drafted wherever this has to be, but I think I had a great season last season to bring my odds a little higher, but then in the end, I don't have the decision in my hands.
Defender Erica Ryder first hit the ice at age 5. She went on to be captain of the University of Manitoba Bisons and has spent the last 5 years playing in the Swedish Women's League. Now she's ready to see what happens next.
It's hard as female athletes, and we've fought for a long time to have this opportunity. And so, the sellout crowds that we've had and just the response online and everything has meant so much to us. And so even for us new draftees that are coming in, just super exciting, and just we're so thankful for everyone's support.
The women I spoke to said having a chance to turn pro was not even something they could dream about until the PWHL was formed 3 years ago. And now they're just days away from that potentially becoming a reality. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Ottawa Rapid FC, they are up against the Vancouver Rise this hour in British Columbia.
You see some pretty good 0-0 matches about.
Now oh, goodness me, what a fine strike that is.
Oh, beautiful goal there. Ottawa opening the scoring 27 minutes into the game. Midfielder Mina Lee with that marker. The score is 3-1 for Ottawa right now in the late stages. And after this match wraps up, Ottawa plays next on June 21st at home against Toronto. I'll turn you now to an event that is literally fighting food insecurity in Ottawa. Punches for Plates, supporting the Ottawa Food Bank, is underway at the Rideau Curling Club.
There has been no recent memory that I have that food has been more expensive nor more difficult to put on a plate, and so hence Punches for Plates, we're making efforts to just make it a little easier.
Sponsor boxers raising $2,000 each and training for 17 weeks leading up to the event. Organizers say they expect the event to raise more than $40,000 by the time it all wraps up. Punches for Plates comes as food bank use surges here in the capital. And it was a nice day to be indoors for an event like that as well, because the rain, it was coming down for much of the day, and it continues to come down. Look at the puddles splashing there for all of those vehicles. People ducking for cover under their umbrellas. At least it was warm enough to be outside for a walk, and others were just embracing it and going out for a run. So it could be worse. In fact, it has been a heck of a lot worse. Those thunderstorms we saw last night and those strong winds were something else. You can see that weather system moving across the region, and so nastier weather for Kingston, Brockville, Cornwall late in the afternoon, passing as we make our way through this evening. Right now in St. John's, it is 7 degrees, 18 in Charlottetown, 22 in Fredericton. We're currently sitting at 18, and those showers are expected to continue. They will taper off at some point tonight, and then we'll just have cloudy conditions for the overnight. 21 degrees in Windsor, 20 degrees in Quebec City, and it's pretty toasty in the prairies as well. 23 degrees in Calgary, same goes for Edmonton. Similar conditions, mostly cloudy there. Regina at 23 too. And then Vancouver at 26 degrees. Beautiful sunny conditions as they host some more World Cup matches and soak up the sun for all of those tourists in town for the soccer games. 12 degrees is the low this evening here in Ottawa. Excuse me, it looks like those showers are going to continue throughout this evening, but then a mix of sun and cloud for tomorrow afternoon, and a high slightly above what we saw today. 21 degrees is what we're expecting. 20 degrees in the Ottawa Valley. 11 tonight with those showers carrying over into the overnight hours. Chance for potential thunderstorm in the along the Seaway. 14 degrees is the low tonight. 21 is the high for tomorrow afternoon there as well. So 22 is the high by Tuesday. And then 23 on Wednesday, staying in the low 20s. It's going to be a different kind of week. We're not going to be experiencing those sweltering highs. And it's also going to be rather wet. You can see that chance of showers, 30% on Wednesday, carrying over into Thursday, 40% chance on Friday, and same goes for actually 30% on Saturday. But pretty mild in terms of the temperature, right around what we're used to for this time of year. Great news for anyone who does not have air conditioning. You can keep those windows open to keep things cool. Well, the NHL season could officially come to an end tonight.
Aho. It comes back. Ehlers, beautiful pass, and they score! Another power play goal!
After a big win in Game 5, the Carolina Hurricanes will look to close out the Stanley Cup Final against the Las Vegas Golden Knights in Game 6 at 8 o'clock tonight. The Canes, they last won the Cup in 2006. Rod Brind'Amour, who, by the way, was born in Ottawa before moving to BC at a young age, he was the team's captain 20 years ago. He will look to win his first Stanley Cup as a head coach tonight. Again, the game starts at 8 o'clock. Still ahead, wild scenes in New York after the Knicks win their first NBA title in 53 years.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business. Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Time for a final check on the weather forecast, including your 7-day forecast. 13 degrees is what we expect to wake up to, and looks like now those showers are expected to at least continue for the morning hour and then start to taper off, hopefully a little bit later on. As you can see, a mix of sun and cloud during our daytime high of 21 degrees, 22 on Tuesday, 30% chance of rain on Wednesday, 23 degrees, staying in the low to mid-20s for the next 7 days. Well, for the first time in 53 years, the New York Knicks are NBA champions, and the city has erupted in celebration. Last night was wild as fans and residents mark the momentous occasion. A sea of blue and orange as fans packed Times Square in nearly every inch of the city, really, to mark the occasion. As I mentioned, they're cheering on their team's first title in over 5 decades. This Knicks team, they put on a show, coming back to win all 5 of its NBA, or rather all 4 of its NBA final games. They won the series in 5 games. They went right down to the wire. New York coming away with a win in Game 5, 94-90 over the San Antonio Spurs. It was thrilling. And my friend Ryan Knowles, I know he's loving it. Congrats, everybody. Good night. Thanks for watching.